Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. I've got a romantic style card today using the Forever Blossoms stamp set that I've used for this sentiment and also for the sentiment inside. I've used some of the petal pink metallic ribbon. I've got a couple of rhinestones going on there, and I've got this beautiful DSP. I'm trying to use this up. I'm trying to use up all my DSP actually. And I thought this would be nice for a wedding card. I thought it would be really pretty. I've also used the Stampin' Cut and Emboss planks, pinewood planks, embossing folder. I really like the effect that gives. And now that I've changed my craft room and I've got my big shop right next to me, it means that I can do a lot more die cutting. These are die cut as well. So let me show you how I put it together with all the measurements. As usual, the measurements are going to be on my blog, and I will leave a link to that blog in the description bar below. If this is the first time that you've come across me, then hello, and you are extremely welcome to Taffy Crafting's YouTube channel. If you like simple crafting, card making, 3D projects like gift box, gift bags and little, I'll show you something I've been working on, is this box. Something that I saw on Pinterest. There were no instructions apart from this very quick video, and I wanted to make that using Stampin' Up DSP. So that's a video coming up, I'm hoping, this week. But for today, we've got this. So come and subscribe. Hit the bell so that you're notified of any future videos. Okay, let me show you what I started this off with. So I started with, and I just used a pre-cut card base for this. But for this card, I'm going to use a piece of Whisperwork DSP. Whenever I'm practicing my cards, I just use the pre-folded card stacks. I hate wasting good card. So this is a 5 by 7 inch. I think wedding cards should be of a decent size. So I need a piece of A4 cardstock, and I need to trim this down to 10 inches by 10 inches by 7 inches. So just with my paper trimmer, just going to line that up there. You can't see that. I'm just going to line that up there to 10 inches. Turn it and then trim that shorter side to 7 inches. Now using the, let's just close that down, I don't need that now. Using the scoring blade, I am going to get the halfway point of the long side at 5 inches and let's lift my camera up, you might be able to see what's going on. Going to score that at 5 inches, right down the middle of that card, like that. So there is our basic card base. But what I want to do is move this top half. Now you don't have to do it in half. This one I have just because it's easier to deal with the measurements, but you could have it higher up if you wanted to, entirely up to you. But I've got this as at half so that I can show off this. Just to let you know as well, the inspiration that I got from this card, it's a Terry Gaines card. I saw it on Pinterest. Terry Gaines is an American Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I just saw this, it just popped up on my feed on Pinterest. I thought, oh, that's beautiful. She had used other embossing folders and DSPs and had used circles in the middle. So go and look her up on Pinterest, YouTube. She's all over the place. So I want to get rid of that top half of this bit. I did have to think then. Yes. So get that back in the middle. So you want your score line right in the middle of that track. And we are going to come down 3.5 inches because this is 7 inches. So I just want to come down halfway. So we've got here, just along here on our paper guard, we've got some inch marks. So I'm just going to take this all the way down to 3.5. It doesn't have to be exact, but as the closer the better, because when we go to cut these, obviously that will make a big difference then. Take it out of there, and then you're going to turn it round, and then we want to come down again 3.5. I have to keep stopping to think, my brain's not working today. So bring your cutting blade not quite to the end, because we can always snip off that last bit. Push that down and then take that up to the top. I was lucky there, that came out. Keep that. We're going to use that to create some ovals or circles, whatever it is I decide to do by the time we get to that bit. So there is the basis of your card. Fold that over. Get your bone folder and just... Now I think I'm going to have to start changing my blade soon. That looks a little bit... It's not too bad. Anyway, so there you go. There's the basis of our card. Now the next thing I want is some DSP, and I'm going to use this again. I'd like to make 2 of these cards, and also because I've got all of the DSP and cardstock nearby. So this piece is too big for that, so I need to trim that down. I've chosen a non-directional piece here so I don't get into any trouble. Is 3 3/8. By 4 7/8, and that is 4 7/8 because I was cutting it on my last project. And I'm going to put that on there. Now you could layer that further. You could take some of this petal pink and you could cut that down to 4 7/8 by 3 3/8, and then bring this one down again, and that would be 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. So you can create a really lavish card and just multi-layer it up. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of that. So if you are stuck in lockdown and you don't know what to do with yourself, why not think about ordering some craft products? All of the products that I'm using today are going to be linked in my blog, and do some crafting, especially if you're not working or if you've got kids with you. This is easy enough for the children to do. And then if you haven't got a die cutting machine, then you can just cut round things, or you can use other papers just to create some cards. These videos are purely for inspiration. They're not to have to completely copy all of them. So I've got another piece of card here. This measures, that's also 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. And I want that to fit in there, and I just want to make sure, yeah, we've got a nice border around that. It would be ideal if this was just a little bit lower, and I can probably get away with that. Yeah, that will do it. So what I'm going to do is run this through my Big Shot in this. Now I don't bring this on video because the thing is absolutely huge. So I'm just going to put that in there, make sure it's nice and straight, and I'll be back with my embossed piece of card. So I'm back. Look at the detail on that. Just stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now in the new catalogue that will be live right at the beginning of June, I think it's like the 3rd of June, 2nd or 3rd of June, we will be selling Stampin' Up's version of the Big Shot, a full-size version and a mini version. And that, I think, should just sell it straight away. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. The detail is amazing. Anyway, let's get it on the card. Stop swooning over that, Donna. And get that on your card, and we're just going to put that there. Another one which would have been nice on this card would be the curls and swirls. That's also a lovely embossing folder. I'm totally hooked on embossing folders. I only discovered them, I don't know how long ago it was, less than a year ago. So where have I been? So I'm just going to put that on there like that. I do excuse the state of my nails. They are horrendous. They are COVID-19 nails. I've not been to my nail technician, and then I've been cleaning and decorating while we've been on lockdown just for something to do because we can't go out, and they're wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. But I'm proud of my COVID-19 nails. It's a sign of what we're having to go through. Okay, so while we're here as well, I'm just going to decorate the front of this. I've got some of this petal pink metallic edge ribbon, and I'm just going to always cut it on the diagonal like that to stop it fraying. It's a little bit too long. Let's just snip a bit off. That's going to go on there like that. What I'm going to do is just have a little teeny tiny bit of glue that I'm just going to smoosh onto here. You want to flatten it off, otherwise it's just going to show through it. I tried to do this with tear and tape and it looked dreadful because I couldn't get the backing of the tear and tape off the tape, and it just wrecked the ribbon. The other good thing about this is that because it is wet glue, you can just move it about a bit if you need to, but actually I think I got that on first time, and then just smooth it down just so that that glue isn't so visible. Okay, so that's on there. Now I'm going to do a bow. People who know me know I don't like bows. I never do them live on a Facebook Live. Talking of lives, I'm striving to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers so I can start doing live demonstrations on YouTube. So if you have found me, come and give me a subscribe just to help me get there. Look at that for a bow. Just with a little bit of jigging about, we get a bow. That's not bad for me. Is it a bit on the small side? No, that would, oh, that's good. For me, that is good. Wasted that bit, I'll keep that. You never know where that might come in handy. I'm definitely getting better at these bows. Famous last words. I'll go and wreck this now. So I've just trimmed those off, and that won't stick with liquid glue. Well, I can't get it to stick anyway. So I take my mini dimensionals and I just take a little teeny tiny bit of these edge bits because they tend to go wasted. And I'm going to put that on the... That's now the front of my bow because I realised the back looked better than the front. So let's put that on there like that. Try not to wreck my bow. And, oops, it's now stuck to my finger. And then just get that onto there. There we are. That's good for my standards. Now, what I want to do next, final part of this, is that I'm going to cut these out. So for this one, I'm going to use the circles. So these are the stitched shapes framelets. And we've got ovals, we've got circles, and they all kind of nest into one another, but they give this beautiful stitched effect. I love them. Now, I don't buy the small intricate dies. My eyesight is truly shocking, and I can't use them. So these bigger dies, sorry about the noise, I'm trying to get them off my table. These bigger dies are perfect for me. And I've got some others somewhere that, there they are. So you can see they all nest like that. So, and that's why I did that layered effect. They work perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the circles for this one. So the three bigger circles. Let's put these to one side. Right, let's make a whole load of noise, shall we? Right, let's just put them in there. I'll sort them out in a minute. And what I'm going to do is a big one in white and the smallest one in white, and the middle one in some petal pink. So as I went rummaging through my cardstock stash to find my petal pink, I found that. Hello. Now, I don't even know if this is still available. This was a diamond, I can't even remember what they call it. It's gone out of my head. Glimmer paper. I don't know if this is still available, but if you have some sort of glimmer paper, this is perfect. So my bigger circle is going to be on this glimmer paper. So I'm just going to cut that out there. And with my Whisper White, I'm going to cut out the smallest one. And then with my Petal Pink, I'm going to cut out that middle one. Back in a mo. And there we go, as if by magic. So there's my diamond glimmer paper. You could use silver, you could use gold. That would go with any, silver or gold will go with any of that. I'll leave a link for that in the blog. I'm going to put that on top and then that on top of that. But I want to put a sentiment in here. So I'm going to stick with the Forever Blossoms and hope that that Always and Forever stamp fits in there. I've got it over here. Oh yes, it does. Brilliant. So let's get my pool party. And plonk that in the middle, which I'm always rubbish at getting it in the middle. I've got that in the middle. Excellent. So I'm going to layer this up with dimensionals because it just really gives it a lift. So dimensionals, you'll know how frugal I am with dimensionals, and I only use mini dimensionals as well. I'm not criticising anybody who uses the big ones, but because I am so frugal and I watch Stampin' Up demonstrators using the big dimensionals and they use 5 and it's like, no, but that's because I'm really, really mean. Ask Karen Egan from Crafty Karen Designs, she'll tell you. And she'll be looking at this going, oh, put some more on there, Donna. Don't be so tight. No, Karen. So I've stamped that in Pool Party just to pick out the blue in there. So that's going to sit on there. So I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to make sure which way you got it on the bottom half of that circle. That's picked up a little bit of glue there. Let's try and get that off. I'm making it worse. I'll look at that in a minute. So I'm going to put that in the middle. You can measure it if you like. I've just eyeballed it because I'm lazy. Just check that all stands up. Yes, perfect. So a couple more last minute things. One of those things I need to do is find my tweezers. There they are. And I've got some rhinestones here. I love these. These are better not discontinue. I've not looked at the retiring list yet. Something I'd better do. And I'm going to pop one there. I've got the big ones and pop that one on there. And the next thing I'm going to do is just put a sentiment in here. And I'm using from the Forever Blossoms. So this was on the front. And then I'm going to put this in the middle and I'm going to use Memento ink for that. Already on my block. Let's just wobble the camera a bit. And I got this bang on in the centre last time. Can I be that lucky second time round? Oh yes. The simple things we get excited about as crafters. So there we have it. A nice, I'm not going to close that just yet, a lovely plush wedding card. I think you always have to go that extra mile for wedding cards. With a bit of glimmer in there. Some coordinating cardstock and DSP. Coordinating ribbon. And then we've got this embossed card on there. So I hope you like that. I hope it inspires you to start working with shapes. Remember these, you don't have to have die cuts or punched out. Draw around something round. You don't have to have the layers. Find some ribbon and some lovely DSP. But in my blog, I'll leave links to everything on here, and I'll see if this is still available. If not, get the silver or the gold. It will work just as well, if not better. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back again soon with another project for you. Bye-bye.